أفرأيتم ما تحرثون أأنتم تزرعونه أم نحن الزارعون.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Well, I'm not even gonna say the whole welcome back to my channel blah 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 blah, because at this point the inconsistency is embarrassing. It's embarrassing. I know. I don't need anyone to tell me. I know. I think the last place where I left off, it was me telling you guys, about what happened the rain season last year, and how the electric from the rain had blown up the electrical system in the house, and we ended up having to make an emergency move and this and that. Okay, so then after that we ended up moving to a new house, beautiful new house. We ended up moving to a beautiful new house, and it was nice. However, the place that we moved to, the landlords, they weren't the best landlords. They were very stuck up, very bougie. So they gave us a lot of issues in that house. As nice as the house was, those landlords were just annoying. On top of that, the type of house that it was, that didn't allow me to be able to continue my homestead journey living there. I wasn't able to bring in my animals there. I wasn't able to do my agriculture there in the way that I wanted to do it. It was just very restricting, and you lot already know why I came to Gambia in the first place. I came to Gambia to do homesteading, to go for my homesteading dreams, live my best farm girl life, and live holistically, and encourage my family to also live that kind of a lifestyle. So being in a house like that, obviously where I'm not able to do the things that I came here to do, I wasn't happy there. As beautiful as the house was, I was not happy. With all of that going on, everything that happened at the other houses and this and that, it's just a load of things that were just happening as they do, because we all know, on this path of making hijrah, there's going to be trials and tribulations. There's going to be a load of things that are going to happen that are not favorable to you or to us. However, we keep it moving regardless. But at that point where we was at that house, and I just really was not enjoying living there, as nice as it was, it got to a point I didn't want to live there anymore. We decided, okay, my husband, he studies at Imam al-Bukhari College, Kulliyatul Imam al-Bukhari, here in the Gambia. If you don't know about it, you can head over to Carries of the Quran YouTube channel, where you can find out more about there. Okay, it's a university that specializes in the faculty of hadith. So as well as him studying there, I also have started studying there as well, but I'll get into that later. At the time though, it was only him studying there at that time. This was January, the beginning of this year, January 2024, and he was the only one studying there at the time. And the only time that he would have had off, as a long holiday, they only get during the summer for that 3 months, that 3-month break of the summer, which also falls during the time frame of rain season here in the Gambia. So with everything that had gone on, we thought, you know what, let's just take a break, because there was a load of things that needed to be taken care of anyway, as it relates to all of our projects and stuff that we have going on in Gambia. We needed to travel to sort out some things. We said we just need to take a break. We deserve it. We need a break. So we decided to take a break during that time of where he has off during the summer for those 3 months. So we said, you know what, let's head back to Egypt. Let's go back to Egypt, have our break in Egypt. Plus, as it relates to Egypt, we had a lot of things, meetings that we needed to attend in Egypt. We had a lot of things that needed to be sorted out in Egypt, unfinished business in Egypt, connections in Egypt that we needed to make that would benefit our projects in Gambia. So there was a lot of things that we needed to do in Egypt anyway, and it just made so much sense to just take our break and go to Egypt. Egypt is home to us. You know, Egypt has been our home since 2020, since 2015. Egypt has been our home. So we know Egypt like the back of our hand, you know, we know it very well. So we thought, let's go and spend the summer in Egypt. And that's exactly what we did. And when I tell you, it was the best summer. It was the best summer I feel like I've ever had, spending that summer in Egypt. Not only did it feel nostalgic going back there, seeing everybody, seeing all my friends, going to the places that I used to go to, the restaurants that I used to go to and everything else. But also my family also came to Egypt and met me in Egypt. So I had my siblings, my nieces, my nephews, all of them. There was literally 16 of us gallivanting up and down Egypt. This summer that has just gone, it was good, and I feel like I really needed it due to everything that was going on during our settling in process after moving to Gambia. And you know, it can be quite a hectic time when you're trying to settle into a new country. That break, I feel like Allah gave that from His mercy, from His Rahmah. I feel like Allah gave me that break. We spent 2.5 months there, and then as we was preparing to come back to Gambia, we thought, you know, seeing as Egypt is only 2 hours away from Saudi, why not do an Umrah before we come back to Gambia? You know, we go, we have our fun in Egypt, do Umrah, and then we return back to Gambia nice and refreshed. I know, it's like literally a no-brainer, a genius plan, I know, because it's only 2 hours away. Flying from Egypt to Saudi is relatively quite cheap, you know, so why not? So before we came back to Gambia, we made a stop in Saudi. We done Umrah. It was amazing. And the reason why it was even more special for us was because we was returning back to Saudi after 10 years. We had already done Umrah before. My husband had already done Umrah before we got married. We then done Umrah as a family 10 years ago when we only had 2 children. And this time we are now returning back to Saudi to do Umrah again with 5 children. And it was just so surreal, and it was just like such an amazing journey. And it was just, I just feel like, again, Allah had given that to me. Allah had gifted that to me, and Allah knew that I needed that. So like I said, we done Umrah. We spent time, we lapped it up. We spent time in Mecca. We then went to Medina. Of course, we went to Masjid al-Nabawi, and we visited Masjid Quba. We went to Mount Uhud. We was even able to attend some of the durus by the Mashaykh, like Sheikh Abdul Razak al-Badr, which was nice, and it was an experience. My son was able to meet the Sheikh and followed him all the way down to where his car was after the class, and you know, those kinds of things. So that time in Saudi was such a good refresher, and what it done was it allowed me to recharge. It allowed me to recharge and come back to Gambia full of energy, full of zeal, full of willpower, and just go full steam ahead with all of the projects that we have going on. And that's exactly what happened, and that's exactly what we done. So we came back to Gambia now, and as soon as once we landed back in Gambia, like, I'm telling you the honest truth, it was like a breath of fresh air. as much as I loved my time in Egypt, as much as I loved my time in Saudi, right? Returning back home to the Gambia was a breath of fresh air, and I'll tell you why. Gambia has such a homely feeling. It has such a home and settling feeling. You feel immediately like you're back home. The heat, I'll talk about the heat. The heat in Gambia and the heat in like Egypt or Saudi is completely different. The heat in Gambia is like more like a moist heat. It's like there's moisture in the air, and that's probably because we're so close to the sea. Whereas the heat in Egypt, the heat in Saudi is like a dry heat, like a dry heat. Number two, the colors, the colorful, the beauty and the colors of the Gambia is breathtaking. And it was so nice to come back and see that, to see the greenery, to see just to see the happiness of the Gambia. So it felt good to be back. So it's like, as it relates to this journey of making Hijrah, it's not always gonna be a straight path or exactly the way that you envision your Hijrah journey to be. Everybody's Hijrah journey looks different. Everybody's Hijrah journey looks different to them. You cannot compare your journey to somebody else's journey. I decided to move and make Hijrah to the Gambia, but I took a break for the summer. Partly because we had some business dealings that we needed to deal with, but also I just genuinely needed the break. I was happy to have that break that Allah had gifted to me. And you know, a lot of people look at it as like, when you move to a country, that's it, like you're just there now. The dunya is vast. The dunya is wasi'ah. You know, there are so many things and so many places that you can go and so many things that you can do on your Hijrah journey. Fast forward now, we're back in the Gambia. Alhamdulillah, we have found somewhere else to stay. I'm more or less starting my farming and my homesteading thing all over again from scratch. I currently have rabbits, because you know I couldn't go too long without that's me. That's what feeds me. That's what makes me happy. Those are the things that bring that istiraha to my heart. I just want to move onto a land that is mine, live in a house that is mine, and not have to answer to any landlord or anything like that. So that is what the plan is right now. The place where we are now is very, very temporary. We will not be here for long. But just because we're not here for long, that doesn't mean that I couldn't get started. Like, I had to get started with some kind of homesteading. So I couldn't help myself. I bought rabbits. And not only did I buy rabbits, I bought a donkey. Yes, I bought a donkey. And I know you're sitting there thinking, huh? Did I hear that right? Did she say she bought a donkey? Yes. I bought a donkey. His name's Ife. My kids named him. And the main reason why I bought the donkey was because my children, they got to a point where they wanted to start going out and earning an income for themselves and stuff like that. So what they did is they actually took the initiative and they went out and knocked on different people's compounds, knocked on different houses and asked them if they need any help with taking the rubbish, or if people need help with deliveries and stuff like that. So they actually got jobs, you know, weekly jobs where they'll go to different people's houses, take the trash. They also got jobs from like shopkeepers and stuff like that, or construction people, to deliver like bags of cement from one place to another, and they got paid for it. So when they first started off doing it, they was doing it with the wheelbarrow, which is quite tiresome. But as a means of encouragement, I said, you know what? Reach for the stars, kids. Reach for the stars, boys. I'm going to buy you a donkey. And I did exactly that. So now they're able to go out and do their little jobs as teen boys, you know, and they have a donkey and a cart to assist them. But since we bought the donkey, everybody finds it so funny, especially the locals. They find it so funny that we have, who have come from the West would buy a donkey and a cart. And to be honest, I'm just sitting there like, what's so funny? Like, what is so funny? I still don't understand what's so funny. They find it hilarious. And not only do they find it hilarious, but my family members also find it hilarious. When I FaceTimed my mum and I showed her that we bought a new donkey, she could not stop cracking up. My siblings found it hilarious. Everyone just finds it hilarious. And I don't really know what's funny, to be honest. Anyone that knows me knows that I'm not just a basic person. I'm not a person that just sticks to what is the norm and stays within a box. If there's something that I want to do and it's not something that is displeasing to Allah, I'm gonna do it. We have a lot of projects coming. When I say we have a lot of projects coming, I mean, like, for example, the establishment of Masjid Muhajirin here in the Gambia. Yes, Masjid Muhajirin. We will be establishing a masjid for the Muhajirin here in the Gambia for us. If there's anybody who knows what I mean when I say a masjid for the Muhajirin, I mean in terms of what we're used to back in the West. That whole community feel. You go to the masjid on a Friday, you see everyone, you listen to the khutbah. Sometimes you might even spend the whole day at the masjid. There's sometimes lessons in the evenings. A masjid that will be a pillar of the community. Yeah, you can take it. So we are establishing Masjid Muhajirin first and foremost. Okay, we are fundraising for Masjid Muhajirin. So anyone that wants to take their portion of the reward and also be a part of helping us with raising the funds to establish Masjid Muhajirin, the link will be down below in the description box, inshallah. Click it and you can find out all the information about that project. As well as Masjid Muhajirin, also, if those who don't know, I am also a coach. I coach people in making hijrah. On Instagram, I am the expat lifestyle coach, and I've helped many people make hijrah to the lands of to the Muslim lands many times, and alhamdulillah. And one of the things that I do in terms of helping people make hijrah is helping them establish a means of income through different ways. I've done it many times. I launched a project earlier in the year called the Farm to Fund project, where basically I establish an agriculture business. People come and they invest some money into it, and then from the returns of the agriculture business, they get a return on their investments, and it's a very, very, very good return on the investments. The last harvest that we just done, people those who invested £1,000 into the Farm to Farm project, they received back their return on investment was £3,000. Those who invested £2,000 into the Farm to Farm project, their return on investment was £6,000. So that's just an example of how that project went. Now, I also have another project. It's called the Gambia Real Estate Project. We are establishing an apartment building with about 45 to 50 apartments in there. We are giving people the opportunity to invest as a shareholder into those apartment buildings. And then once the apartments are finished and they're being occupied, then all shareholders will receive a return on investment from the rent that gets paid and the income that comes from those apartment buildings. If you are a person that wants to make hijrah, or you've already made hijrah and you're looking for more ways to stabilize your income, click the link below in the description box below as well. I'm going to put that link below as well, and you will be able to get more information about that project as well, because right now we're on a thing of helping people stabilize their income. The Gambia Real Estate Project is a means for you to make passive income. passive income is the way forward. Okay, I would definitely advise you not to overlook this opportunity. We've already had maybe, I think, over 60 investors, 60 people invest into this project already. It's still available. The farm to fund project is no longer available, but this one is still available. So I would definitely, if you're a person that is looking for, investment opportunities and would like to stabilize their income, I would highly, highly, highly recommend you to consider investing into the Gambia real estate project while the opportunity is still there. Now, let me explain to you what happened with the farm to fund project. I launched it. Many people snapped it up quickly and many people were skeptical. After people was able to see how successful the farm to fund project actually was, I had so many people coming to me saying, we want to invest now, we want to invest, now we want to invest, now we want to invest. That project is closed. And that project is only there for those who snapped it up from the beginning. We are no longer able to take on new investors onto that project. So the ones who were skeptical and wasn't sure if they could trust us or this or that, they actually lost out on that opportunity. The ones who snapped up the opportunity, they're winning right now. They're laughing. I will even show you, some of the things that they've said about, after they've received their return on investments. So as it relates to the Gambia real estate project, don't be like those people. Grab the opportunity while it's available, because it's not going to be available forever. We are trying and we're working hard to help people secure passive income, secure stable means of income so that they can make hijrah. But we cannot guarantee that these opportunities will be here forever. So grab it while it's here. The other thing I wanted to talk about is the direction of this YouTube page, okay, this YouTube channel. Originally, it was called Journey to Homestead, where, my intent in the beginning was to document my homestead journey. I started this from when I was still in Egypt, because I knew I was moving to Gambia from then. Now, as you can probably see, it's changed to Hijrah and Homestead. Hijrah and Homestead. And that is because I want to combine the two things that I'm most passionate about. And that is homesteading, farm life, holistic living, and Hijrah. Making Hijrah. I want to combine those. So whilst I will still be documenting my homestead journey on this channel, I will also be using this channel to speak about Hijrah, give motivation to people making Hijrah, give people tips and tricks about making Hijrah, and talking just all things pertaining to Hijrah. So this channel will be about Hijrah and homesteading combined, inshallah. I think I've been talking for long enough. Please stay tuned, inshallah. I have a plan, I have a strategy of how I'm going to be pumping the videos out from now on, inshallah. May Allah grant me the ease and the ability to be able to stay consistent on this channel. Ameen. So please, so anyway, I think that's all for today. Please do not forget to like, make sure you subscribe to this channel, and also share it for anyone who you feel like would be interested in the content that is coming. But I will definitely tell you, stay tuned and watch this space. Assalamu alaikum. For real.
أفرأيتم ما تحرثون أأنتم